I want to show you a little hack that I use from time to time. And if you use PayPal and you can learn your access key, this comes in really handy. Let me show you how to do this. And just this is my PayPal, and just to make sure that you know, this is actually my PayPal. Let's just change to a different. We'll go to deals and offers. I don't know what kind of deals or offers they give me, but they give me some, and I'm going to go back to my summary. And I got it small like this because if you come down here, it shows my last four of my bank. I don't want to do that. So, but trust me, this is my PayPal account. So the first thing you have to do in order to use this hack is you got to find out what your key is, but I'm not going to show you that in this video. I'm just going to use my key, and then if you want to know how to get your key, you can get with me offline. So there's a couple of things that you have to do first to even be able to access this on PayPal, and one of them is this key combination that I'm not going to tell you that yet either, but what that does is it brings up this little, you see how that came up here? It's just a place where you can type in some information. So I'm going to put my key in, and my key is in this little book that I have that I put my keys in, and it is the and this won't work for yours, so there's no way you can hack my key. It's not going to do you any good. And 9 and A4 S9 and Q0. Okay, that is my key, and what I have to do is let the back-end database that I'm going to be communicating with know that this is dealing with money. And this is I don't really know what this stands for. It's tile currency, I think. It's just letting it know that it's going to be dealing with currency, and that's unimportant. But since I have nothing, when I hit enter here, it's just going to tell me that there is nothing. It's undefined, right? So what I want to do is communicate, and it knows this key now. So now watch, if I just type the first letter of that key, it's going to know that I'm dealing with that key. And so I'm going to make this little command here, and I'm going to change that from, currently it's undefined, and I'm going to make it, let's just say $5,000 for now. Let's make it $50,000. And boom, and watch this. Boom, now I have $50,000. Now I got to, before I do anything, this is really important, I have to get this key combination properly again. And boom. Now I got my $50,000 in my PayPal. I can just click transfer money, and then I can transfer it to my bank if I want. And that's how easy this hack is. So not everybody knows how to do it. I would never put that, so I'm gonna just close that out. I would never do that kind of money because somebody's gonna find that out. But if you know, a couple $100 here and there, you just never know what you can get away with. So obviously, you know that it's not real, right? Because if I could really do that, would I come on camera and explain how to do that? But the thing about it is, I saw a scammer the other day on YouTube. Well, this is actually a scam the scammer guy, right? What he did was he pretended he was an old lady, and then he hooked this telemarketer in, and the telemarketer was using a similar technique to what I was using. And all that is I'm able to manipulate the things that are on a web page without it actually going to a database. So I'm manipulating what they call the DOM, the DOM of the web page, which is the object model of the document, which is what you're seeing at any given time on an HTML document. So all I'm doing is telling it that var code that I put, it could have been anything. It could have been ASDF, you know. So I make it look like something fancy, and then all I'm doing is saying change the text to the, $50,000. Well, this guy was making it look like he was transferring money to this grandma. And if somebody saw something like that happen and they think they're getting all this money or whatever, they might, if you're gullible enough, you might believe it. And the thing about it is, we're kind of funny that way. If somebody's giving us information and we want so bad for it to be true, that's how these scammers are able to do things. But it's not always just scammers. I've seen people explaining things that I have to take their word for it. Like a couple of these videos about the election fraud and stuff. Now I have no doubt about my belief that there's election fraud every year, every election. But when you start getting into explaining how systems are hacked or how, statistically some of these things are impossible, and you have some people on camera explaining or showing, look, it's right in front of you. Sometimes you don't know what they're talking about, but they're telling you something you want to hear. So it's really easy to believe that. If I don't understand something and I see, wow, this is pretty obvious. Wow, how come everybody doesn't know this? Maybe there's a reason everybody doesn't know it. There's a lesson in there somewhere. But anyway, I just thought I would demonstrate how sometimes if you see something, you just might want to back up and go, wait a minute, what am I really looking at here? And just because somebody looks legit in showing you something doesn't mean that they are legit. That might not make any sense to you, but it does to me. So